Look at this. Roberts not even taking time off from the chatter with pocket aces.
Yeah, he's a very animated guy. Let's see, is he going to go for the slow play, or is he just going to put all the money in?
Well, he is quieting down now, focusing on the task at hand. Knight must be feeling really comfortable. I wonder if that's going to change here based on what Roberts does.
Indeed, it may well.
Changes so fast now with computers.
It's ridiculous. Everything in life changes.
Yeah,
He's going for kind of an in-between.
Remember when the plasma team began?
Not all
like
in,
20 grand.
but
This
more
is the
than
next
that.
thing. There's nothing
Now
coming
it's
out for
like-
years.
What is that?
Plasma. Everything is like, you buy a new TV, you buy anything electronic. within 3 to 6 months or
18,800 is the
something
raise
brand
here from Roberts, leaving only
new. Same thing with golf clubs.
9K
Golf
behind. It
clubs,
doesn't look like
like
he has a
new
little bit more
driver,
behind,
great.
though. 2
Videos,
reds.
3 or 4 months of everything.
Look at graphics now.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Like
Like
14
I was
total
watching
behind.
FIFA on Xbox, it feels like I'm
There it is,
watching that
14K
game.
behind.
It's
He made it
exactly what it looks like.
13,800. It's a very
Exactly
small
what it
raise.
looks like.
Yeah. And this is
I
dangerous
saw on
territory for
Instagram
Knight
where they
because
Blades of Steel back in the day.
unless your opponent
Blades
has...
of
Oh, he's
Steel.
just going for it all.
Oh, wow. So Knight moves all in with queens, and aces shown here by Roberts, who has a chance to double up back to the starting stack.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Good luck, Jordan. He hasn't missed a free throw in 27 attempts.
Thomas
I do have
Knight
spades and hearts on him, though.
still
That
has
is good.
37K left behind, so he will not be at risk here.
luck.
Eric Roberts,
Thank you.
tournament life on the line from Paragould,
So
Arkansas.
far, my day says that aces never hold up, but maybe it's changing.
All right, here comes the flop. 10, 8, 7.
good.
Aces holding up so
Can we
far.
get a red 3.
Turn card is the
Oh,
ace
well,
of
that's pretty
diamonds.
good too.
And that will seal it.
That is
Roberts gets the double up
Nice.
and
Nice
is
hand.
back to the starting stack as Knight
I'll let
takes
that
a
slide
big hit to
this
his
time
stack
for the-
down to
the free
37K.
knock, but
Sorry, next time I'll try to avoid saying nice hand.
Back to our secondary table here as Kristen Foxen is in a very interesting hand here. A book all in for 27,000. Foxen with a big decision to make. Let's recap the action here. Foxen made it 2,000 before the flop after a book limped in. A book then called, actually went check on the flop, then a book bet 1,800 by the looks of it on the turn. Foxen called and then shoved his entire stack on the river. What do we make of this?
He is a bit of a tricky player.
Foxen also has the king of spades.
This one, 27, 26.
Ooh, she's putting together the bet here. This is for Abuk's tournament life.
Sometimes in these moments, you just really got to listen to your heart.
I can beat ace jack.
Wow. She called it exactly.
Very nicely done. Let's see if she follows through on that.
She does have a big stack, so calling here and being wrong would not be the end of the world for her.
All right, I call.
And she makes the call, and Abuk's tournament is over.
Very nicely done by Kristen there.
Thank you. Thanks. It's like,
Going over to our secondary table. DeHay 3-betting to 12K with ace deuce. Newman with ace 7 of spades makes it 47,200. That would put DeHay all in, Donnie. What a hand we got here.
I mean, another banger here at the World Series of Poker. On the river, DeHay bet 2,000. Newman made it 6,000. DeHay made it 12,000. Newman jammed for 47,200.
A river 4-bet. The amount of times you see that on a given day has to be extremely, extremely rare.
So because Newman was the original raiser here, and he's out of the, looks like the cutoff seat. I mean, DeHay has to decide, is Newman going to do this with ace king, ace queen, ace jack? Are those the hands he's going to go kind of crazy with? I'm going to guess probably not, only because of a couple things here. One, there's a lot of ace-x combinations that DeHay could have from the big blind. Obviously the ace deuce, ace 4, ace 7. That could make full houses. Also the fact that, listen, he could have a 3-5. He's in the big blind. You got a 3-5 suited. You're in there. You know, are you going to spaz out with just trips up against somebody who has a straight who could possibly call you? I mean, maybe if you're going top level and you're turning your hand into a bluff, but I don't know. This seems very tricky.
Now, the thing here is, these players have been playing at the same table for 6 hours. We saw them as well before dinner. DeHay probably asking himself, thinking back of prior hands, would Newman ever do this without the nuts? Would he ever go so crazy? I mean, sure, one braids on the river, that's fine. He comes over the top a second time here, 4-betting, and look at this. Head in hands, the ultimate sign of frustration, and the call is made. DeHay is going to see the bad news. Full house versus full house, and the poker pro from France has been sent to the rail. Oof. Oof. Absolutely brutal action here as Adams with Jack-10 is also involved, and he hits an absolutely beautiful flop. Top 2 pair for him. Gut shot straight draw. Actually, excuse me, double gut shot here for Becker as Harder's Kings probably not too happy with this texture.
Yeah, not the greatest in the world. You know, you don't have a diamond in your hand. Do keep in mind, as it pertains to Becker, that because Foxen folded 2 9s, a little bit of a less likelihood that she can hit a straight. Harder does check here, which I like, you know. I think it's going to be hard for you to go multiple streets with a hand like this, so a little bit of pot control with these kings.
Now Adams can make Harder's life very difficult here.
Bet 5,000.
And he's going to start out by betting 5,000. Now, if you're Becker with only 11-6, Donnie, perhaps this the time to wait for a better spot?
I think so. If I would have had if I have the ace of diamonds in my hand, obviously if I have ace queen of diamonds, a little bit different.
And look at this, Becker off the short stack, comes along for 5K.
Mannerisms, his demeanor right now, that he kind of senses that something is up, you know. He does probably feel like he's got a little bit too much of a hand, that he is going to proceed.
5 of diamonds on the turn. Nobody here with diamonds. This might be a real action killer.
This diamond's going to put both Becker and Harder in a very tricky spot. Becker's going to double check her hand here. She's only got 6.6 behind. There's 24/7 out there. Check.
Becker and Harder eager to check. Now, if you're Adams, Donnie, are you concerned at all? And I guess my question is being answered right away.
This does not look like a man who's going to be concerned. Okay.
So Becker out of the way, left with very little, and Harder comes along and makes the call for 7,000. He also, at this point, only has 20K left behind. River card, 4 of diamonds. Now 4 diamonds out there. Any chance Harder turns his hand into a bluff? I guess not.
Oh, diamond, man. Oh, 2 pairs. Wow. Wow. I can't believe oh my God, I couldn't believe I just survived that. Oh my God, that is sick.
I love it.
So boys.
Wow, look at this. O'Leary moves all in.
Oh, he's had enough.
He's,
Yeah. He's had enough.
He definitely has had enough. He jams for 29K. Now, decision back on Foxen.
Yeah, she bet 6K. He jammed 29.1.
She's way too experienced. I think she's gonna call.
She had a huge spot earlier, big overbet jam from an opponent who had a weaker top pair. Foxen had top pair, top kicker. She correctly sniffed that one out. Here, she probably has too much of a hand.
But what a spot to turn 7s into a bluff. And from my perspective, maybe a little unnecessary, Donnie. What a risk.
I mean, if I was in O'Leary's shoes, not specifically this hand, but this table, I would probably just be like, okay, I'm going to avoid Kristen Foxen today. I know she's very good. She's got a lot of chips. Like, why tangle? Why
like
do
that.
this sort of stuff when there's probably some other spots at the table. You know?
Sometimes someone at your table has your number.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me yesterday. One guy had my number, and the rest of the table. I just
Same
took.
with me, and I.
I'm just gonna fold.
Oh wow, she gives it up.
Well,
O'Leary gets
That-
it done and shows the
Nice shot.
sevens. Foxen in shock.
yeah, cop that,
Good
Kristen.
believe it.
Cop that, Kristen.
And Dobos finds kings, and we could have some real fireworks here. Not wasting any time here, the man from Poland.
But is he good enough to fold pre? That's all I want to know.
Oh,
Somebody in here folded kings pre once. This guy in the WPT. That was like, that was the
Oh, that is
like
insane,
most
dude.
nonchalant fold of kings I've ever seen. You're like, yeah, you have it, fold. I was like, Jesus.
That was crazy, man.
action back to the Italian.
Try and size it based on your stack. Size it where like your opponent thinks that he can shove. I mean, obviously he has kings, so it helps, right?
9,000 is the new wager?
9,000 announced. Dobos announces all in, and he's going to get snap called here by pocket aces.
Good luck.
Tournament life on the line for Benaglia.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You guys
The
really
most-
have it.
Flush draws are dead as well.
I was expecting like ace 7, pocket 5s. Yeah.
The most classic of coolers here on our feature table. Aces versus kings. Let's see the flop here. King in the flop. Oh my God. Disaster for the Italian as King 9-5 rolls off. No backdoor flush available for Dobos. Jack on the turn does give him, excuse me, still looking for just an ace and an ace only for Benaglia. River is the 8 of spades.
Take care.
And you get it in with the best hand in poker, and just seconds later, you find yourself on the rail. What a brutal game. Table, and Greg goes all in, actually went all in, and this backfired in the worst possible way. He is up against 2 kings. Loving makes the call. 13-8 in the middle.
Should have given you one.
Greg needs to have a lot of help here.
With a king.
5! Greg goes all in and hits a set. Celebrates early. That might be taunting the poker gods a little bit. Loving, looking for a king to end Greg's dreams here. Turn card. The 7 of spades. Greg is safe for now. Small sweat indeed. Only needs to fade a king on the river. River card. The 9 of spades, and Greg finds a double up. It is not much, but doubling up to 13,000 feels a whole lot better than the opposite. Jack 9-6 all diamonds. Gortney flops the nut flush.
I mean, this is a flop.
Henry flops middle set. Dobos flops top pair with diamonds. Now we know that those diamonds are no good.
Was this the flop you were talking about? 'Cause this is about as good as it gets. I mean, the only thing that would make it better is if we could change the 6 to the 3 of diamonds.
6,700 in
Well,
the
we
middle.
can't even do that, actually.
No, 3 of diamonds belongs to Gortney as Henry tosses out 3,600.
Now, what Gortney does here is really going to be a big factor to how Dobos approaches this hand.
From my perspective, Dobos probably just going to call here.
Yeah, he does, and now this can certainly invite Dobos into the hand. Top pair, second nut flush draw.
And there it is. The call has been put out. We're going to see a turn card. Henry looking for a board pair. Dobos doesn't know it, but he is looking to fade the card that he thinks that he needs. Turn card is the 9 of clubs, Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, Henry has just hit quads.
You cannot be serious here.
After Dobos checked, he's going to bet 6,400. Action on Gortney.
And Gortney over there, he thinks the one that he's slow playing.
Call.
Just makes the call again. I mean, all he needs is a jack to feel as though he's got something. Now, of course, Henry with quads has a lock on this hand in a spot where he can potentially make a lot of chips. Now, will the board pair scare away perhaps a big bet on the river?
Saving himself possible further damage.
10 of spades completes the board. Henry with quads.
Bet 16,300.
16-3 is the bet, and Gortney calls it off with the nut flush. He's going to see the bad news.
You good? He's got quad nine. Yeah.
No emotion from either player.
I know.
A little chuckle here from Gortney.
He has one behind. Just don't reveal your cards.
Bashir was the initial raiser here. Carroll 3-bet with only one chip behind, 10,500. And John Juanda made the call with ace-queen, getting the initial raiser out of the way.
Maybe we'll check it down. Right? Can't
Maybe.
be too stiff, right? All right, good luck.
Juanda trying to send the player to the rail prior to the end of the day here.
Neither do I.
Jack 2.
Yeah. No pair for either player. Juanda well out in front here. Ace-queen versus king-queen.
I mean, I got lucky. I knew I was behind you.
Ace nine?
Ace 8
Oh, is that?
of clubs.
I'll call you then.
I know you're going to call me.
All right, so Carroll desperately needing some help here. Turn card. The 9 of diamonds. That's not going to make a change. He needs a king and a king only to stay alive in the 2024 main event river card. The king of diamonds, and he survives.
Do it.
Wow.
Don't do it. Okay.
Look at that. Oh, that hurt.
Hurting his friend.
Camera.
Kissing his friend.
Kissing his friend. Doesn't the field, and table F is having quite the showdown here in the closing stages of day 1D. Look at this. Alcindor raising with ace-king, loving 3-betting with pocket aces. Action now back on our initial raiser.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wow, all in announced, and a snap call. Loving announcing to the rail that he has pocket aces.
Half an hour or 1 hour? The delay, the transmission delay.
Alcindor sheepishly turning over ace-king. He is in a lot of trouble here as Loving's tournament life is on the line. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The last hand of the night, and you find pocket aces. Life is good for Loving, as he is 93% to find a double up here. Just shy of a starting stack in the middle here. Alcindor with a wry smile and disappointment on his face. Here comes the flop. King, queen, jack, all diamonds. Hold up here. Alcindor with some newfound attention to this showdown. Look at this. He has a royal flush draw. Oh my God. Turn card. The queen of hearts.
That was a very red card.
Alcindor looking for a diamond or a king to send Loving to the rail. Is it going to be there? Can he find it? River card. The king of clubs, and he cracks aces. Loving eliminated, and Alcindor cannot believe it. Wow, what a way to close out the night here as aces go down.